Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. Welcome back to my channel. And I have a really short, hopefully short, stupid tangent I want to ask everyone. I watched a quick little clip on YouTube. It was in a little stories thing. This guy, I guess he was driving. Somebody in front of him hit a piece of metal on the road. It flew up and it busted through his windshield, like right up above him. And then the metal fell in his lap. So he's got glass all over him. His windshield shattered. And the clip is of him. It's something to the effect of like God saving him, okay? And a bunch of people in the comments, you know, were saying that like, oh, it clearly wasn't your time, and God definitely stepped in to save you on that one, and all these things. I also saw a clip a while back where there's all these people standing around a like swimming hole thing out in the middle of like, it looks like the jungle or woods. And this one guy's standing kind of up on the ledge next to about 4 or 5 other people. And the hills coming down into the watering hole that they're swimming in, they're very steep, kind of cliffs. And here comes a rock the size of like a friggin' watermelon rolling down this hill. Then hits one of these guys in the back of the head, knocks him unconscious, and down into the water he goes, okay? And everybody's jumping in to get him because he's unconscious now in the water. So, my questions, I guess there will be multiple. Number one, what did that kid do to deserve getting the rock smashed into his head? Number two, what did the gentleman driving the car do to be saved? Because he worships God? Because he's a devout follower? So your devout following is what, and your worship, your I don't want to like offend anyone, but your devotion to God of just like praying and saying His name and like going to church, that allots you the saving. Another thing is, if this guy is a devoted follower of God and God was going to save him, why did the metal have to fly up in the first place and almost kill him and ruin his car? So ruin his day, and essentially, why did that part have to happen? And I'm already sure a lot of people will say it's, you know, a lot of things will be God has a plan and that we don't understand. And to me, that's a cop-out, because it also says to me that if that's the case, that means that God most likely put the metal there to fly up and hit this dude's car and save him. I mean, wouldn't that make sense? Because the alternative to that is that it either was part of the plan or it wasn't part of the plan, which means something worked against the omnipotent, all-knowing, all-powerful God to make this event happen. The kid in the woods getting smashed in the head with the rock, if somebody says, well, he wasn't a devout follower, obviously, well, it's kind of a dick move. And who was that? Was that Satan? It was like, check this out, I'm gonna knock this kid in the head and possibly almost kill him right in front of all his friends. And God's just like, whatever, he don't come to church every Sunday, so let it happen. I guess I don't understand, and I don't understand, and I'm not trying to like pick fun at religion, but poking holes in the narrative is not very difficult when you really stop and think about it. Like, everybody in the comments of the video with the guy, the metal through his window, was just saying there was no luck involved. None. It was that God clearly stepped in. God clearly said it's not your time. God clearly intervened at that moment. But that's where my real question comes in. Why would he have to intervene? Why wouldn't he just say, oh man, that piece of metal fell in the road, let me just swipe that off to the side so that this guy driving his car doesn't get hit with this piece of metal at all. Instead of at the last second being like, don't worry, I'll block it from chopping your head off. A lot of these things too come around to me as if somebody were to say, oh, it was just to help strengthen his faith. That says that God is begging for your attention. My 4-year-old begs for attention. Therefore, God acts like a 4-year-old, in a sense. Because I see a lot of stuff that says, you know, you got to go to church, you got to be a good person, you got to stay within God's good graces to go to heaven. It's like, well, then your God is a child. Your God is just needs your attention all the time. And you have to pray to him, and he has to hear you say these things, and he has to see you doing things in his name. That doesn't sit well with me. I've said this before. If you're a good person, and when you die, there is a choice that if there's a heaven and hell. If you were a good person through your life, you didn't steal, you didn't kill anyone, you did the best you thought you possibly could, and you got to the gates of heaven, and they said, you're not on the list because you didn't go to church on Sundays, and you didn't pray to God and take communion or whatever, so you have to go to hell. Well, then that's, you know what? If you wouldn't get in simply by being a good person, and you had to do all those things, the devotion, the prayer, the excuse me, but the kissing God's ass type of stuff, then that's not really a God I personally would want to worship, because that God acts like a child. That God is asking very childish things of his followers. So, super long still. I guess I can't make a quick point, but let me know what you guys think. Again, I'm not trying to like start a fight with anyone. I'm really not. I am legitimately asking questions, and I legitimately want to know what other people think, whether you're religious, atheist, agnostic, what have you. I would still like to know what other people think of those type of sayings, like, oh, clearly God intervened for this person, but God won't intervene for this person because it's part of the plan. So let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you in the next one.